Before I jump into talking about planning your AdvocateHub, I want to first talk about gamers. AdvocateHub is a portal based on simple gaming principles to engage your advocates, but it's important to note that not all gamers are the same. According to Richard Bartle, there are 4 categories of gamers. Achievers, they're all about public status and rank. They collect achievements, collect the symbols that represent them, and display them proudly. Achievers can be prolific experts and contribute greatly to your knowledge base. Explorers are social customers and are motivated by a sense of discovery. They love uncovering the new, the unique, and the previously unseen. They can be methodical experts, early adopters, and are excellent folks to ideate with. Socializers are also social customers, but they have hundreds of Facebook fans who tweet from every event they attend. They love to give kudos, they share, they comment, and vote. Passionate brand advocates can be found among your socializers. They're an enormously valuable resource for word-of-mouth marketing. Killers are the most competitive of the bunch. They like quick action and are indeed full of passion. They like frequent offers and chances to win, and they love winning big. It's all about the big score for killers. The higher the score, the greater their loyalty for your brand. So keeping the Bartle test in mind, you'll want to start thinking about the type of challenges you want to have in your AdvocateHub. You want to create challenges that will appeal to achievers, explorers, socializers, and killers. But for the record, there isn't any killing going on in AdvocateHub, real or implied. You'll need to decide how often you want your advocates to complete challenges for you. Weekly? Twice a week? Randomly? Build your program to drive these actions. For example, have new challenges come out every Thursday, so that every time your advocate checks, there's something new. Start with simple challenges like follow us on Facebook, or go to a specific URL, or even answer a question. But keep these simple challenges flowing so that advocates keep coming back and continue to be engaged. But also provide complex and multi-stage challenges that are conversational with your advocates. Instead of will you be a guest blogger, have a conversation with them. Start with a stage that asks them to share one example of how your solution helped them in the past 6 months, or how your company helped increase the speed of their sales process. For the next stage of the challenge, keep the conversation going, and maybe ask them to provide 3 examples of the impact it made. You can even insert a stage into a challenge that requires your approval before the advocate can move on. Then finally, invite them to use their story for a blog post or a case study. So I'm going to go in and show you how to create a simple challenge. This will be a Twitter challenge. So I'm going to go and click on the Challenge tab and click the Add a Challenge button. Okay, add a name for my challenge. This will be a Twitter challenge. And I'll add a headline and a description. The next thing I'm going to do is add stages for my challenge. At the top, I click the Add Stage button, and I will do a Follow on Twitter challenge. Here I'm going to put in my Twitter handle, and I'm going to add another stage to this challenge where I'm going to ask my advocates to share with me their Twitter handle. Okay, so I can go back, change any of the points values for each of the stages if I wanted to. Look at the overall preview so I can see what my advocates would see when they view this challenge. Now let's talk about points, levels, and badges. Level names can be meaningful to your company or help define that experience you want your advocates to have. For example, are they rock stars or are they part of an exclusive group? Provide a mix of badges they can be proud of and that really makes an impact on the company. Some can be just for fun, and some that are good for their own professional development or networking abilities. You can create new badges in the Levels and Badges area under Settings. To create a new badge, click Add Badge. Give the badge a name and a description. And then select a badge icon from those available, or you can choose to upload your own file for a badge. The next thing you're going to need to do is add the rules for the badge. The rules will dictate when a badge can be awarded. For this one, I'm going to choose to give this badge a feedback whenever a feedback challenge has been completed. In the previous video, I said that your advocates can't be bought. Well, I'd like you to keep that in mind as you build out your rewards for your advocates. Try to stay away from things with a high retail value and offer rewards to enhance your advocate's personal brand. You might want to invite them to exclusive corporate events or networking opportunities where they can interact with other members of your community. Or, I like the idea of donating to a charity that they're passionate about. You may not get your rewards right away, but I encourage you to try different rewards to see what has the most impact. Oh, and the best way to find the right rewards for your advocates? Ask them what they'd like to see. Create a new reward by going to the Rewards tab and then clicking Add a Reward. Choose your reward type. In this reward type, I'll do charity, and it'll be a $20 donation for a charity of my advocate's choice. Then I will fill in the information about the rewards for the advocate. So I'll put in the name of the reward and a brief description and how many points are required to redeem this reward. And then for my visibility, I will select that this reward is open to all advocates, and I'll publish it right away. Rewards are not the only way you can show your love for your advocates. Pay attention to your advocates. Reach out to them when they speak, or if you've noticed they've been tweeting, send them a thank you. You can even share or retweet their updates. If they have a blog, ask them to share it with you, and in return, share it with your audience. Ask them if they'd like to participate in the product feedback loop, and let them contribute to the future of your product. Invite them to speak at a webinar or an event. I also love the idea of random acts, so send selected advocates a surprise. Maybe it's a bottle of their favorite wine or a book you know they'll love. Remember, your Advocate Hub will be constantly growing and changing. Although you'll be managing the content, your advocates will drive the direction it takes. What keeps an advocate coming back to your Advocate Hub will change over time, and it's good to recognize when that change in behavior happens. Over time, advocates are more driven to participate in the Advocate Hub to provide feedback and advice versus incentives. And the more mature an advocate is, the more they're interested in sharing ideas with others who share the same interest. Getting your Advocate Hub ready for launch might only take you a few weeks. Give yourself 1 to 5 days for your initial setup and game creation, then maybe a little bit less than a week for your initial launch, where we recommend you invite your employees and test it out, check out your challenges and make any changes as needed. Then launch it to your best customers, so we'll call this your VIP launch. Let that run for a couple of weeks and get their feedback, and then launch it to your overall community at large. This is just a suggested timeline. We'll be happy to work with you to work out the best timeline to get your Advocate Hub launched.